Hi, I'll be doing a visual storytelling analysis of my music video called Zinda Raho. Literally, from the name, it suggests a survival story of staying alive. My intention was to highlight and do a cross social comparison of the effects of quarantine on two different class backgrounds in Pakistan. The story follows two households, a relatively well off upper middle class family and a daily wage worker who has lost his job from the same household due to quarantine. This was a direct reference I made to a huge controversy surrounding a Pakistani designer Maria B, who had fired and sent her cook back after contracting COVID. The protagonist, Aswan, who is the cook, is trying to make ends meet after the lockdown restrictions, and over the course, he goes from worse to worse, being neglected and turned away at every point. In contrast, the family stays inside, staying well protected and enjoying the quarantine as if it were a vacation for them. I tried to best tell this by making side by side comparisons of the difference of the impact in both houses, comparing Aswan's plea and helplessness to the rich family's protected and bubbled life. In the end, both Aswan and the male head of the family lose their lives owing to COVID, sending the message that this is not the survival of the richest, but the fittest. My main idea was to keep the story simple and keep all my subjects in the center to create a seamless flow. I played with the compositions to best elevate the story at moments, tightening the frames for Aswan given the mental impact the lockdown was having on him, where the family enjoys more open framing until the very end where the husband is about to die and the wife is completely helpless. Here, the focus zones out to tell the husband losing conscious. I also tried incorporating high and low angles, as in this scene, to tell the power dynamics at play, where the cook is helpless and looking up at the family, not even bothered to give him any space, denoted by the small opening in the door and simply looking down at him, which I compose at a high angle. Aswan's outfit represents his class status, donning him in a shalwar kameez and applying a surma. I use my house help's quarter as his room and use my own house to show the family space. I tried creating the class difference through the food they consume as well. Aswan's world is bland, dull, and cold, where the family thrives in a cozy, warm space rich in color. Since I was using a gimbal, I tried best in corporate movement. The camera pans at moments towards all the characters in an attempt to slowly tense the situation as they themselves receive information and process it. I used still frames to apply jump cuts to skip time. Here, I used the dolly zoom technique and made Aswan look directly into the camera, since coming at the midpoint, this is where Aswan starts falling and it gives a haunting sort of a feel as we zoom into his numb face as the world moves around him. I also used the 360 spinning movement to really dramatize the death scenes and give a more impact at the ending, trying to sort of put us into the characters' heads who are dying as the world spins around them in their final moments.